Hartenberg wine estate brings sustainability in the vineyard to a whole new level, not seen anywhere else, to ensure their next 300 years, using cows as active participants in vineyard management. Their diverse terroir is a perfect setting for the battle of the Syrah versus the Shiraz, and unique, yummy food pairings for each, despite an objection by one. At the end, a very special guest.
Hi everybody, I'm Andrea and welcome to this little slice of heaven we call Hartenberg Wine Estate. Hartenberg was established back in 1692, so we are one of the older farms in the Stellenbosch region. It was with the Mackenzie family when they started in 1987 that there was this rebirth of Hartenberg happening. The Mackenzies walked in and they essentially said their goal is to leave Hartenberg in a better state than when they found it. So because of that, a lot of what we do on the farm, you can see the nature around us has been rewilded to allow for the land to regenerate and for the land to produce outstanding wines while also protecting the environment along with it.
I'm Wilhelm Joubert. I'm from Hartenberg Estate. We've got 3 different facing slopes on the farm, almost like an amphitheater. And then we are also fortunate to have an incline in height above sea level from when you enter the farm at 150 meters to 250 meters on the highest end of the farm, so 100-meter incline, which make us very unique. In the middle of the farm we have a wetland, a natural wetland, which is like a vein that runs in the middle of the farm and where all life springs from. So the last, let's say 3 seasons, we've been giving lots and lots of thought about regenerative farming. We've been coming with different cover crops for many decades now. But the integration of the animals is fairly new to viticulture and to South Africa in terms of viticulture. So we've been giving a lot of thought, not only thought, we've been implementing it on a really big scale, and we've seen so much positive outcomes in terms of soil health, which is only, I think, the tip of the iceberg. We have here is a multi-species cover crop, which we plant each year. And there's a lot of diversity, a lot of different plants with different root depths, which helps to get different minerals from the soil at different depths. And we control this cover crop by using animals that we use in a controlled grazing way to try to imitate what nature does. In the prairies, for example, where big herds would graze closely together and eat what's in front of them and then return, a while later, giving the cover crop time to regrow itself again. We will graze only the top half of the cover crop, and that helps you to keep your cover crop in a vegetative state. It will then regrow again. After a month and a half, 6 weeks, we will come back again. We will only give the cattle enough food which they can consume in one day, only the top half of the cover crop, and then we move them. And the reason therefore is, so that we can control the distribution of the urine and manure by moving them every day. You don't get certain spots which is overly manured and some that is under manured. You also don't get overgrazing in certain areas and undergrazing in certain areas. Now the cattle graze in a certain way, and that also contributes to soil health. They do eat with it, use their tongue to eat, so they will take their tongue and they will grab the plant with their tongue, pull it up, and then they will cut it with their bottom teeth. And while they are pulling, they actually aerate the soil a bit, which also stimulates bacteria and the soil health. A very important part of that as well is the saliva. The saliva also got a positive effect on the regrowth of the plant, and then on the soil microbes. And then, of course, the trampling effect of the hooves is also very important. They do trample some of the dry matter in the soil, bringing it into close contact with the soil, and then while they are trampling, they are making small puddle-like shapes. And when the seeds of the cover crop or any weeds blow into that with the wind and it rains, it will make a little dam and then cause that seed to germinate, and at the end of the day also close up that whole bare area.
And that's how the soil regenerates itself.
That's how the soil regenerates itself. Yeah.
So here at Hartenberg, we like to call ourselves not only the home of regenerative viticulture, but also the home of Shiraz or Syrah. Our estate Shiraz is in fact the longest continuously bottled Shiraz in South Africa, but we've also got two site-specific Shirazes that we produce, one being our Stork Shiraz and one being our Gravel Hill Syrah. It's incredible to see because they are essentially the same cultivar planted on the same land, just a few, not even a kilometer apart, but they taste like they are miles apart. So on the Stork Shiraz, it is fruit forward, it's swagger and charm. It's really the show pony of the two. Lots of violets and vanilla on the nose with that signature cracked black pepper. Then a bit further down, we've got our Gravel Hill Syrah. We decided in 2019 to actually change from Shiraz to Syrah to simply show that when we are making the wine, we are looking towards Hermitage. We want to create a bit more of a savory character to it. So where the Stork Shiraz is all that swagger and charm, the show pony as it were, the Gravel Hill Syrah is more of the workhorse. It's got a bit more of a grit and grace towards it. I think one of my favorite descriptions I've ever heard of the Gravel Hill is it's an iron fist in a velvet glove.
Yeah, so this is a Gravel Hill Syrah which we produce. It is on a very unique type of soil, which is got it's a very shallow soil, which is very rocky. It's got a lot of coffee clip, which we call in South Africa coffee clip in Afrikaans, which is iron ferricrete, and then below that is lots of clay. This allows the soil to heat up much more faster than a deeper soil, where, for example, the Shiraz, the Stork grows. It also ripens up to 3 weeks, maybe sometimes 4 weeks earlier. It allows the vineyard to express itself. It is a more difficult soil. The Shiraz is a very strong, vigorous grower, so the more difficult the soil, the better the vine does express itself in the wine. The Stork vineyard is different from the Gravel Hill. It's got a totally different soil type. It's got deep, rich red soil, which is very fertile, and Shiraz actually flourish in that types of soil. We call it in South Africa, we call it a oak leaf or tukulu, and that gives a total different dimension to what you experience in the wine and how the vine expresses itself. The Stork is not far from the Gravel Hill. It's as a crow fly, probably 500 meters. What do you think? Maybe less.
Less than that?
Yeah, 500 meters. 500 meters, more west facing slope. Height above sea level is there's a 20-meter difference between the two sites. Because it's a more fertile soil, we do get more growth on the canopy. The leaves are more greener, the leaves are a bit bigger. If you compare the tannins of the two vineyards, you'll see that the Stork has got more a juicy, sweeter tannin, with the Gravel Hill is more, which I call a graphite tannin, which is more prominent, but gives you the ability for the wine to age very, very well. Picking is done by taste. We rely a lot on our palate, and we do taste a lot of grapes during harvesting time, and that also determines when we do pick. It needs to be a certain flavor profile. And that happens, you keep tasting, and just one morning it just explodes. You know, today is the day. If you want a wine that is very unique to its site and very expressive to what we do on the farm, this Hartenberg estate wines are definitely one of those producers, which when you buy it in 20 years again, you will taste and recognize Hartenberg for the type of wine which we make.
Hi, I'm Tammy.
And I'm Jan.
We're Spoken Wines. As you heard, Hartenberg is over 300 years old, and they are taking every effort as stewards of this beautiful wine estate to ensure that they will thrive for the next 300 years.
Yeah. You know, we were so impressed with their leadership in regenerative viticulture. You know, using these breakthrough techniques with the cattle and their grazing techniques to really create impactful and lasting results. They are paying it forward for the next 300 years by investing in soil health, healthy vines, and just incredible wines.
Hartenberg Wine Estate has a doorkeeper, and the only way to get in is the wine has to be of high quality. Their entry-level Shiraz is actually called the Doorkeeper and is great quality for a very affordable price and very accessible for everyone. They also produce this beautiful, mineral, refreshing, crisp Chardonnay. It was produced just like a Burgundy. This is a result of their rich, diverse terroir and the cooling wetlands that produce this high-quality wine.
Well, let's get back to our Syrah and our Shiraz that we heard so much about it now. And let's share some ideas for some very unique, excellent food pairings to create this exceptional, memorable culinary experience. You know, speaking of Andrea, she had this great experience pairing the Stork Shiraz with Dexter beef. So let's listen to her clip and get the insight.
One of my personal favorite pairings I've actually had with the Stork was a while ago. We did a Dexter short rib, and it's quite interesting because we've got Dexters on the farm. I promise it wasn't them, but I managed to get my hand on a Dexter short rib that we braaied on the fire. That was just the most amazing pairing because you've got that rich, almost gamey flavor from the Dexter because it is quite a gamey meat, and then you've got that rich textured character from the Shiraz, just highlighting all of the top elements in the wine.
Well, you heard it from Andrea.
And yes, you did. So for a less common yet incredible idea for this show pony charm and swagger Stork Shiraz, try a tempura shrimp sushi. The savory aspect of the wine acts like a soy sauce substitute. You have to try it.
Yeah, it's incredible. This complex, savory Gravel Hill will perfectly pair with any barbecue meat, or as they call it in South Africa, braai. Yep, yeah. Cook their meat on an open wood fire, and it just inserts tremendous flavor. They often actually use dried fruits like apricot or peach with their barbecued meat, with their braai meat, and that just perfectly connects that meat, that dish with these wines. For a non-meat option, consider a vegan barley mushroom risotto, or is it risotto? I just never know. The umami of that mushroom and this wild kick from the barley complements this savory, gritty elegance of this wonderful Gravel Hill.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I'm in love with this Gravel Hill.
Enjoy these exceptional wines by clicking on our link.
Good. It's okay. Hey, go ahead. Yeah.
Enjoy these exceptional wines by clicking on our web link below, where you can learn more about them or how them delivered right to your front door. You can try them yourselves. Please subscribe to our channel to join us on our next journey to a captivating winery somewhere in the world and perhaps in your backyard.
We are Spoken Wines. Cheers! Yay!